Good morning, friends, followers and channel members. Welcome to another stream. Here we are in Berlin, adding to, as promised a few streams back, Gothenburg. Great scenery from Orbex, looking forward to that. And if the weather plays ball, there should be a beautiful scenic approach as we come in there. Nice daytime streams as well, live weather on VATSIM, real world routing. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Flight time isn't too long, about 1 hour and 7 minutes, I think. Speaking of which, let me just pop in that operational flight plan. We'll go through that together in a moment, and then we can see what fuel we're going to take on board. Cold and dark setup this morning for the aircraft. Let's presume it's the first flight of the day. Captain Vlan, hello mate, welcome to the First Officers Club. Thank you so much for renewing your membership. Really kind, and really do appreciate the support as well. So good morning, guys. Hello Dark Fury, Mark, Lewis Aviation, who's gone to grab a cup of tea. Captain Vlan, good morning again to you. Flight UK, Nick, good to have you on board this morning, Nick. Boarding time, hello. Fitzy, hello my friend, it's been a while. Thanks so much for being on board this morning. Good time for those in Australia today, isn't it? And Felix says we're flying to his local, so had to watch. Excellent. You can tell us how realistic it looks then, Felix, as we're coming in. J-Hog, good morning to you. DC Gert, Chanex 311. Great call sign, Chanex 311. Damien, good morning. Says he's currently watching the stream from the warmth and comfort of his bed while waiting for new PC parts to be delivered. Damien, that indeed does sound like a good day. Holster, could I fly to Malmo sometimes? I think we have in the past. I would have to double check. Warwick Learning says I'm a streaming animal. It's basically whenever I get a chance, I take it. That's basically it. Whenever I get a chance, we'll take it. I'm trying to recall. We didn't stream on Saturday, so we've not had a continuous run. Or did we stream on Saturday? We may have, you know. I may have, because I never normally stream on a Saturday, but we may have done one. You'd have to look back and see how many streams on the trot we've managed to get in for you guys. And it's great. You guys make it all worthwhile, so thank you so much for that. Bella Jurassic, hello again from Australia. Right, so that operational flight plan. Shall we go through that together? Have a little look what we can expect. So 1 hour 7 minutes. Flight time today, flight level 380. Alternate is Copenhagen. Our call sign Alpine 89 Uniform Tango. There's our flight route. About 5 tons of fuel is the plug. Let's go through, however, and see just how much extra we're going to be taking. So there's our route. Skimming down here, having a look at the moorers, see if there's anything that jumps out at us. They're all pretty good, excellent. Nothing really above 3,000 feet, I don't think. So happy to know that as we head en route. Looking at the departure and destination. Low cloud, visibility is fine though, so no issues there. Crosswind potential, landing on runway 21 in Gothenburg, so that could be interesting. Always nice, not too much, only 9.5 knots, so we should be fine with that. Let's come down, check a few more things. So our destination, current weather, wind 150 at 11. Yeah, great visibility, no issues. Broken 2,200 feet, -2, QNH 1030 there. Let's see what the forecast is. So becoming broken at 700 feet. Actually, that was a couple of hours ago, so don't need to worry too much about that. Potential temporary visibility dropping down. Just basically, there's a chance of mist coming. Mist and broken 400 feet. So we need to keep an eye on the weather as we're flying. This airport, Gothenburg, does have an ILS approach all the way down to Cat 3B. So we shouldn't have any issues getting in. A little chance of snow and rain later on today. Again, that shouldn't affect us. So that looks nice and doable. Here's the not the METARs. Here's the no times. Anything we need to be aware of here. So kilo. Yeah, taxiway kilo. That's no problem for us. Crane in departure section from 07 right for all IFR departures. We are planning a 07 right departure today. So that's all right. Approach procedures, that's runway 25 right, not bothering with that. Yeah, none of those are going to give us any issues, that's okay. Let's have a look at our arrival airport then, at Landvetter. The automatic terminal information services unserviceable due to work in progress. Okay, well if that's the only no time we need to be aware of for our arrival airport, then that's fine. Welcome back, Lewis Aviation. Simon Smith, good morning to you. The Chill Out Flight channel. That sounds like a nice channel to watch. Hello, and RC Benji. Great stuff. Fitzy, this is prime time for you guys in Australia. Yeah, 9 p.m. We'll get you in there. We'll get you there before bed. How's that? Yeah. Calm you down at the end of a long day. At the end of a long Monday. Right. So, all of that looks fine. They're the no times for the alternates. Hopefully we won't need those. Let's have a look at the flight route. There it is. Nice northerly routing for us. High pressure over Europe. This shouldn't cause us too much of an issue as we're staying outside of that. Yeah, really should be a nice scenic rough free ride all the way up to Gothenburg. Right, so in terms of extra fuel, what are we going to take? So there's a potential visibility could drop whilst we're coming in. So we'll take a bit of extra fuel. It is cold as well up there, so let's go with half a ton extra. So we'll go ahead and ask our ground crew to start loading when we get on board. 5.5 tons. Yeah, 5.5 tons should do us. Wonderful. So let me just... Oh, hang on 1 second. Sort my setup here out. There we go. Right, let's get on board then, guys. Shall we? This is fantastic scenery here for Berlin Airport as well. So let's get the flight pad turned on. Battery voltages, they're all good. So we'll get batteries 1 and 2. Connect the external power. Crew supply, ground control, CRV test. And we'll start the EDIAS lining. 1, 2, 3. Nav lights, register lights, no smoking. Get those packs off before we get the APU running, and the APU fire test. And engine 1. And engine 2. There we go. Right, overhead is good. Let's tell our ground crew to set 5.5 tons of fuel in. Current QNH here in Berlin. We'll grab that as well. 1036. That's quite high, isn't it? And ground crew, 5.5 tons, please. There we go. Right, refueling is currently underway. Mark says, stop sneaking these streams in. I keep nearly missing them. Oh, welcome back, guys. Man, that was stressful. Okay, aircraft went tech. We got a new aircraft, so to speak. We are at least picking up from the exact same place that we left off at, so we haven't missed anything, and we're not going to have to rush through anything. It's just slightly delayed. So we are in exactly the same place. The overhead is where it was. We've currently got the 5 and oh, let me just check. Did we want 5.5 tons? We initially went with, didn't we? Where's my? Yeah, let's just change that. We want 5.5 tons, please, ground crew. Let's get that loading in. Yeah, so that's loading in. Let me just check QNH. Still 1036. That's fine. I can turn that off now. I'm also going to turn the first officer screens off whilst we're here. Might turn them on a little bit later on. Switching panel, just checking that's all okay. That's fine. Let's just set that to 2000. Right, let's carry on. Glare shield. Oh, APU. Let's get that running. 1, 2, 3. There we are. So APU is running. Let's just turn up the FCU. Now there is no, as far as I'm aware. Oh, hang on, I've not got the charts loaded up yet. That's the biggest thing. Setting up for a stream takes long enough. Setting up a second time is just frustrating. So, have all my charts saved? No, of course they haven't. Let's pin them back to the pin them back where we need to be. There we go. What's the SID? Pin those charts.
Brandenburg traffic, Alpine 57 Bravo Sierra, Charlie 11 pushing back onto Echo Brandenburg.
Oh, he's going to be there before me. An initial climb clearance, we're on the... Are we on the Zulu? I would imagine so. We're on the... Oh, we're on the one Quebec. Really? I doubt that. Let's go with the one Zulu, shall we? So the one Zulu is 4,000 feet. Let's go ahead and set that. Flight directors on, stick the constraints on, and the QNH 1036. There we go. Right, thanks guys for sticking with us. Really annoying, I'm aware of that, but thank you so much for everybody coming back. HD, what delay code are we using for this? Maintenance, aircraft tech, I think. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so FCU's done. Let's come down instrument panel, get those turned up. I also need to start my MCDU server, get that working. Means I can import the stuff on the MCDU far quicker than using the click. Just let me get that loaded. It was a very strange crash to desktop. It was more a PC crash than a sim crash, I think. So not sure what was going on with that. Just gotta find the MCDU server, get that loaded up and started. I could have done all this, of course, prior to restarting the stream, but I thought, no, you can listen to me struggle just for a little bit. Hopefully you've all got yourself some nice drinks anyway while still waiting. There we go. MCDU server is up and running. Oh, right. So, how's that APU doing? Can we get any passengers on board? Just yet. It's available, so APU bleed. Start the chrono. I need to get the top banner working as well. So many different things. We'll give that a minute, get the bleed on, get the passengers on board. We also want the jetway can now come across. And the cargo door is opening. Hopefully you see the acupressure pressurized. There it goes. Right, okay, so today's departure is runway 07. Right, let's go ahead and just connect our simulator to SimBrief so we've got everything that we can bring in. AOC menu, init press. Flight time today is 1 hour 7 minutes. And let's get the weights of the passengers in. Zero fuel weight of 59.4. Let's check the OFP, make sure that's correct. 59.5 rounded up. Yeah, that's fine. So let's go ahead and set up the rest of the box. So data page, IRS, that's still aligning. Fair enough. Aircraft status, LEAP engines, valid air cycle. That's cool. Any request? So the alternate today is Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel. Right, passengers should be able to come on now. Let's get the packs on. Tell them to start boarding. Sorry for the delay, people.
things are up here, so you can now open the doors and start letting our passengers on board. Thank you.
No problem.
Right. So there's our alternate Copenhagen flight number, Alpine and Uniform Tango, costing us faith level 380, minus 63, and the tropo is 37106. Okay, so flight plan. Looking to depart runway 07 right on the Gurgat 1 Zulu. I think we're going for today. Yeah, the Zulu. Not taking the other. Is there any restrictions on which one should be used? I think the Zulu is just a little nicer, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll take the Zulu. Clear the GPS primary. Insert all that. And then the arrival into Gothenburg is the ILS 21 Risma 3 Sierra. No vias. Insert. Flight plan is 385. Operational flight plan is 390. So just check how that looks compared to the charts. Get that just on map mode for the moment. Let's compare that where Navigraph is concerned.
Berlin Brandenburg, Scandinavian 224, starting pushback from Charlie.
So climbing out on heading and then 8.7 miles SSD, right turn track 103 to Idoba, and that's what we've got down here and what we've got on the navigation display as well. Good, happy with that. Let's check and clear out any discontinuities. Gerger's brought in there twice, so let's just clear that. There we are. Onto the RadNav page. I think we've got the Berlin VOR here as well, or the Brandenburg Berlin, which is Bravo Bravo India. Just pop that in for our situational awareness. There it is, 2 miles away. Okay, onto the Init B page. So that's zero fuel weight of 59.5. And a trip wind of 14. Headwind 14. Okay, fuel planning then is 4.5. We've got 5.4. Fuel for the alternate, call that 1.2 tons. Pop that in, and that should give us an extra 26 minutes flight time. There we go. Onto the performance page then. HD kindly, I think, has been able to provide these today. If you did HD on the old chat, would you mind just re-popping those in there, because I lost all of those when we did the restart. But the transition altitude here is 5,000 feet. It's going to be flaps 1. Engine acceleration is 1152. Simulator's got that pretty close. Just put the engine out acceleration, thrust reduction acceleration 1150, 1150. That's fine. And I'll just wait to see if HD's got those performance figures for us. whilst I'm waiting for those, let's just go ahead and do our pre-brief. Oh, there we go. There we go. Flaps 1, Mike 3 intersection. And flex of 65. 135, 135, 137. And green dot 215. Spot on. Lovely. Okay, I think all of that prep is now completed. Just turn up the internal lighting a little bit. Put that back in arc mode. And set to 20. Just turn up the displays a little bit as well. Right, while we're waiting for the rest of the passengers to board, then let's have a look at our briefing. So the weather here today in Berlin is absolutely fine. Great visibility, winds nice and light, high pressure, very few clouds. No issues with the with getting back into here. 2 nice long runways. If we have a problem on departure, we can return without any issue. Our current gross weight is 64.9, so we're below the maximum landing weight, and again, easy to get in. Aircraft, we've got in-op terrain, we've got in-op weather. Aside from that, this is the experimental version of the Airbus A320NX. No NOTAMs that are going to affect us today. We check those out in the first half of the stream. Threats to be aware of other than the traffic that would be around us, of course, in the real world at this airport. Busy airport normally. Minimum safe altitude is 2,400 feet. Other than that, it's okay. It's not too much to worry about at all, threat-wise. Maximum speed there, we can just see on that departure is 200 knots, but let's just go back and work through that in sequence. So we are at gate Charlie 5. We're going to push back facing west. We'll taxi down on Echo, Victor 1 and Alpha down to Mike 3. So we can take off from intersection Mike 3. So that's good. On that departure then, max speed 200 knots there. That's not going to be an issue for us. Nice and early. In fact, that's the Gerger. We're not doing that. We're not doing the one Quebec. We're doing the one Zulu. So can ignore that. No speed restrictions. Just nice and straight out. Autopilot will be on nice and early. So that'll be taking care of that while we enjoy a nice view out over Berlin. Emergency brief then.
Brandenburg traffic test, Big 464.
Oh, Nick's getting ready to push back.
15 Bravo, push back and start facing south onto Victor 2.
Yeah, so emergency brief, standard Airbus emergency briefs. Shouldn't be anything too worrying just here. We've got no ATC, so if I have a problem during the taxi, stop the aircraft, I might make a quick call on Unicom as well. HD, is the Quebec departure preferred? Well, that's fine. We can go and do that now. It's even more easily amended. Now I've got the tablet down to the side of me. Just check that's gone in okay. There's a line there which I'm not quite sure about. That might just be a little bit of a bug. Yeah, not quite sure what this is telling us, but let's just clear that discontinuity. That might clear itself as we start to move, to be fair. We've just cleared that discontinuity, that's okay. Alright. Well, in that case, that 200 knots still doesn't apply. We're not going to get 200 knots by that point. Turn above 600 feet. So let's just rebrief that. It's on the takeoff at 600 feet, right hand turn. And we can see That's nicely all pre-programmed in. 600 feet isn't high at all, so we get to do some manual flying for a change. Just backing up on that emergency brief then. Yeah, so no ATC. If I've got a problem on the ground, stop the aircraft, I'll just make a quick call on Unicom. But all very standard with the emergency brief for that. Failure after V1, get the aircraft into the air. If it's an engine failure, fly standard technique, 12.5 degree pitch, following then SRS, get the autopilot on. We can pull ahead in bogey a standard engine out procedure here. At 1700 feet, we make a right turn to the Kilo Lima Fox VOR, which I can add both on the rad nav, Kilo Lima Fox. And I can also pop that into the fixes page as well.
3x5.
Kilo Lima Fox holding point, inbound track is 020. And the hold is right turns. Right, I think all passengers should almost be on board now. Whilst I'm just waiting for the last couple, let me see if I can get the Fly Live Studio banner at the top back working. I hadn't fired that up. Refueling is complete. APU is running, get rid of the external power. Seatbelt signs can come on. Turn the overhead panel lighting on. There we go. Couple of other things I want to check. Fuel's good and balanced. And have we got the 3 nav green? We must have. Yeah, 3 nav green. Right before start, checklist to the line. Cockpit preparation is completed. Signs are on and auto adheres 3 nav green. That fuel quantity is 5480 kilograms and balanced. FMGS is now set. Altimeter 1036. Let's just bring this in here. So we've got Echo Delta Delta Bravo to Echo Sierra Golf Golf. Call sign today is Alpine 89.
About 4x4, 4x5.
Uniform Tango.
Just the volume.
There we go.
Hi Gavin, all the passengers are on board and we're ready to go. I'll bring you a cup of tea after we've taken off.
That's great, thank you.
Let's check the fixes page. HD, what's happening there? Oh, let me just change that radial. Thank you very much. Good spot, HD. That's better.
Number 5, nasze to 624, ten zona na push start.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. My name is Gavin, and I would like to welcome you on board this EasyJet aircraft. We expect a good flight to
And Feedback 464 is taxiing to runway 07 right via entry south and Bravo.
minutes or so. For now, the ground crew have now finished loading the last of the baggage into the aircraft, so if you could get yourself seated and secured, then we can make sure we can depart on time. The cabin crew will shortly be providing their safety demonstration video, so it would be appreciated if you could give them your full attention. A special welcome on board to our EasyJet pilot members, and if you wish to inquire about becoming a member, please contact a member of the cabin crew. All our EasyJet pilot members are of course entitled to free drinks throughout the flight. Thanks very much, and we'll give you an update once we're airborne.
Okay, let's get the ground crew into position.
Cockpit to ground. Gothenburg traffic 115 with you will taxi via entry south and Bravo holding short 07 right.
And that was 5 by 5.
Roger, thank you, speedbird 44.
Okay, now they're into position. Before start checklist below the line, windows and doors are closed and armed, beacon light is on, mobile phone is on silent, parking brake is on.
Okay, sir, the bypass pin is installed, all doors and hatches closed, and all ground equipment is removed. Standing by for pushback.
Now there's a bit of traffic behind us, so are they moving? Let's wait and see. Not sure what livery is meant to be loaded in behind the Norwegian. Obviously I don't have it in my community folder. Brandenburg traffic, Alpine 89 uniform Tango, currently on stand at Charlie 5. We'll hold here for the Norwegian, also on Echo if they're ready to move.
Now should assist to first starting the engines, you may start the pushback.
Roger, Alpine 89 uniform Tango, pushing back from stand Charlie 5.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brake set.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Engine mode selected to start and starting engine 1. Paranoia, check that the APU bleed is indeed on. I'm not going to slow the speed down of this push. I want to try and get out of here ASAP. One, we're delayed, and obviously we're holding these guys up as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs
Starting
are
engine
on,
2.
and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping
Parking brake
others.
set.
If we land on
Ground.
water,
Startup
take the
is
life
complete.
jacket
You
from
may
under your
disconnect.
seat. Put it over
Roger.
your
Good
head.
engine start.
Pass the
Clear to
tapes around your
disconnect.
waist.
See you at the side. Have a good
Click
flight.
together
Holding
and
position,
pull the
waiting
strap
for the
to
visual.
adjust.
Thank you and goodbye.
Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with EasyJet.
Brandenburg traffic speed of 464, lining up 07 right.
Engine 2 is available. Right, let's rattle through these. So, APU off, engine master off. Oh, engine mode selector off. And set to norm. Spoilers, rudder, flaps. And that trim is 24/7. After start checklist. Anti-ice not required. Ecam status is checked. Pitch trim is 24/7. Rudder trim set 0. Brandenburg traffic, Alpine 89 Uniform Tango. Taxiing now to holding point Mike 3, runway 07 right via Echo Victor 1 Alpha. Parking brake released. Off we go. Right, so a flight control check just whilst we're on this little bit of the straight. So full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral. Full left with the rudder, full left to the right, rudder. Oh, is anti-ice on? Thank you, HD. Get that on there as well.
Brandenburg traffic, speed of 464 is rolling 07 right, return the Gurgle 1 Zulu departure.
Brandenburg traffic, Lufthansa 15 Whiskey behind the departing British Airways will line up 07 right and wait 2 minutes for separation.
So we're going to take our second left down here.
Brandenburg, Scandinavian 724, taxi behind Norwegian on Echo to Victor 2, Bravo to Mike 2 at 07 right.
Whilst we're making this turn, we can do our PEDS check. So performance QNH hasn't changed, so it's still going to be a flex takeoff. Engine out procedure is standard right hand turn at 1700 feet to the Kilo Lima Fox. Departure is the Zulu, no it isn't, it's the Quebec departure, and stop altitude is now 5,000 feet, not 4,000 feet.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
So, have we got any signs telling us where Mike 3 will be? Let's hope so. Before takeoff checklist, flight controls have been checked, departure briefing is confirmed, flaps setting is config 1 and set, FMA is 135 blue, 137 magenta, climb nav blue, 152, 5000 blue, and flex of 65. Transponder is set, ECAM memo, takeoff no blue, EFB is stowed. Now then, that is Tango, I think that is. Now we just need to make sure that we get the correct turn onto Mike 3. Is this Mike 3 coming up here on the left? There's a distinct lack of taxiway signs. This is a new airport.
Brandenburg traffic, Lufthansa 15 Whiskey rolling on 07 right for the Gurgle 10 departure.
Brandenburg traffic, Alpine 57 Bravo Sierra,
I just want to slow down a little bit.
07 right behind the departing aircraft.
Oh, I can't read what that one says. I think it is. I can't see any others, so yeah, this one must be Mike 3. Check we've got nothing coming over here, obviously. And we'll hold just there. Who's in the Lufthansa? That would look nice. Is that Dark Fury? Oh yes, that's Mike 3. And Brandenburg traffic, Alpine 89 uniform, Tango, holding short of runway 07 right at Mach 3 for the departing aircraft at Mach 2.
Yeah, and Alpine 57 Bravo Sierra will be 1 minute delayed for separation.
Roger, 89 uniform Tango.
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff, please.
Right, well, at this point, I'll just sit and wait. As soon as we're able to roll out onto the runway, we'll get the packs off, get the lights on. But I think we've just got the one EasyJet that we're waiting for down there. Hope everybody is having a good Tuesday morning. Sorry about the delay to this stream today. That was annoying.
Brandenburg traffic, Alpine 57 Bravo Sierra, taking off runway 07 right, go 1 Quebec departure.
And Brandenburg traffic, Alpine 89 uniform Tango. Following the departure of the company Airbus A320, will line up via Mach 3 runway 07 right behind the departing company. Nick says I need the tax sign mod. It's quite good. Is it? I'd not seen any to be fair. Yeah, so I'm not sure how that affects handcrafted airfields. Okay, so let's release parking brake. The approach path is clear. Get the lights on. TCAS to TARA. Packs off. Ronald asks, is there a reason to hold at the ILS line and not the whole line? No, not at all. Not at all. So we could have come down to the next hold line at Mach 3 if we'd have wanted. We weren't blocking the rest of the taxiway. That's the main thing. So now we've just got to wait a couple of minutes for separation.
Brandenburg traffic, no 624, holding short of runway 07 right at Mach 3.
So just hold short for another minute or so. And then we should be good to go.
Traffic Brandenburg, Scandinavian 224, and lining up on runway 07 right behind departing aircraft.
Geordie, the call signs are real live world call signs, so I didn't pick them, so to speak. Does look like a gorgeous day for flying. Perfect weather, high pressure, bluish skies. Okay, so we've had about 2 minutes of wait time. We should have plenty of separation. Brandenburg traffic, Alpine 89 uniform Tango. Departing now, runway 07 right. Parking brakes released. Set 50% M1, side stick half forward. Engine stable, set takeoff thrust. Man flex, SIS and runway. Huge runways here at the new airport. I think they're about 4 kilometers long. 100 knots.
100 knots.
V1, rotate. Very little wind as well today, which is nice. Nav.
Positive red climb, gear up.
– 600 feet, that right hand turn. And set climb thrust. Thrust climb. Climb. Autopilot 1 engaged whilst I get the packs on. Love how the sun is in our eyes, so it makes it more difficult to read the screens. Pack 2. Good morning, Willie. Hope you're well. And flaps 0. Spoilers disarmed. Get through this low cloud layer. We'll release the cabin crew. It's not a thick cloud layer by any means, is it? Chris Hogg, good morning.
That's Gothenburg, 10 minutes to loading on runway 07 right.
Okay, cabin crew can release those. Didn't start the chrono, what a numpty. Speed Alt Star. I'm sure HD's never forgot to start the chrono. Okay, no ATC around. Let's clear ourselves higher up, flight level 200. Thrust climb, open climb, and flight level 200. Turn that anti-ice off.
On the look traffic, no shuttle 64 line, runway 07 right via Mike 3.
Gorgeous calm departure. I said right at the brief at the start of the stream that we should be expecting beautiful weather throughout today's flight. This is real live weather as well, of course. Quick peer over the glare shield. Stunning. Working TCAS.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Miss Dino 2000, hello, thank you for joining and for subscribing as well. Really glad that we're helping you use the fly-by-wire mod. It's an excellent aircraft. Right, 10,000 feet. Lights off. Get through this left turn, then I'm happy to release the passengers as well. Would almost be a bit cruel turning the seatbelt signs off so the poor guy busting to go to the loo, stands up and then falls over.
Takeoff 07 right.
Clear the RadNav pages out as well, as they're no longer needed. We can also get rid of the fix that we put in for our engine out procedure. So that's gone. HD's got a good Friday night quiz question for everyone. I love it. Every day's a Friday when we're flying, right? Chanex, you've just departed East Midlands for Jersey, and you can tell there are a few more clouds here. Oh yeah. I love East Midlands Airport. I think EasyJet only fly to them in the summer months, though. Lilo 25, the sound of the crew is from self-loading cargo. Christian is today also an event evening for Berlin for anyone that's interested. Nice. Just small fluffy white clouds, that's what we like. Oh, HD, that's a great question. So, cruise temperature was minus 63. What's the limit? The environmental limit? Alright. I'll throw my hat in the ring to begin with. Minus 67. Sure, we've had this question before. Oh, it's been mentioned before. It may not have been a question. How many drunk passengers can you fit in the toilet? that's Willie's question. Loving the wind farms down there as well. Chris Hogg, what is the chrono? The chrono is basically a chronometer. It's just a stopwatch, basically. That's what it is. Nothing fancy, just a stopwatch. I can reset that one. That was being used for my separation time. You know, I was going to go with 70, but then I thought, no, it's not minus 70. That's the takeoff flex temperature. So, well done, Christian. You and your gold stars. Right, we're cleared up to our current climb, our current cruise altitude today, which is 380. So let's go ahead and set that. Just climb, open climb, 380 blue. Dark Fury says, Kristen, you googled that. I bet it didn't. Matt Derbyshire on Facebook, thanks for watching. I am well indeed. Hope you're having a good day. And as HT says, always worth keeping an eye on things in winter when flying north. Yeah. See if it's snowing when we get there. John Bray says the streams are superb. Gavin, John, thank you so much. Thank you for that. Christian, you're a lexicon. You don't need Google. Mark, yeah, the chronograph is just a posh word for a stopwatch. And Mark, oh, thank you for upgrading to captain level membership, Mark. Really appreciate that. That'll get yourself into the VIP room. And just because you've upgraded, I'm going to let you out your seat. There we go. Seatbelt signs are off. Nick, good morning from the USA. Enjoying the stream. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned off the seatbelt sign and you are now free to move around the cabin. We do recommend, however, when in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Yeah, so Mark, make sure you drop us a message on Discord afterwards. We'll get you the VIP room if it's not done automatically for you. Do I recommend the Google Maps check? No, I don't. I just don't, because I think you're just adding more instability to a simulator which I wouldn't say is particularly stable right now. Chris Sultan, Happy New Year to you. And Nutty Nachos, hello, you're new here, welcome on board this EasyJet flight to a cold Gothenburg. Mark, who says, you're welcome, great streams. Mark, thank you again for your kind support, really do appreciate that. Christopher Levin says he's got to go and get food. No worries, Christopher. Funnily enough, I'm a bit hungry. I'm going to have to wait till we've landed. Should be on the ground in about an hour or so. We're going to start looking at the arrival brief pretty soon. In fact, just whilst we're in the climb, I'm going to send off for some weather, see what's happening at Copenhagen, Gothenburg, and see what's happening. Does the expedite button work yet? I think HD it does. Yes, I think it does. I've never pressed it. I've never used it. I don't think I would use it. I think I'd just pull speed. Chris Wingham says yes, it works for him. John Brace says, you're not brave enough to fly the A320 yet, but following your routes after the stream in the TBM 930 for some practice and getting used to real ops. So, John, honestly, the A320 is, I'm not going to say it's an easy plane to fly. There are no easy planes to fly, but it's an intuitive plane to fly. And, I mean, I've been doing this sort of real ops, if you like, for about a year now, I would say. Maybe a bit more than a year. And honestly, a lot of the stuff does start to become automatic. It's a bit like driving a car. Okay, let's check out that weather. AOC menu, messages received. What have we got? I'm not bothered about Berlin. We've left there now. So 160 at 10 knots. Visibility is fine. Broken 700 feet. Overcast 1,900 feet. -2. Here's a great question actually. So Chris says it thinks it drops you pretty fast, something like 400 feet per minute. What does the expedite button do? There's my Friday night quiz question for you. What does the expedite button do? HC says the Airbus is intuitive when you understand how the autopilot works. The biggest thing that throws people is how speed's controlled. Well, that's true, and I can understand that. Coming to an aircraft for the first time, you know it's got auto thrust. When you select a speed, why doesn't it always just maintain that speed? Why does it sometimes blast through it? And other things, so yeah. Nutty, this is the A320neo, yes. HD. HD, what does expedite do? It spills your coffee. Well, that's why I've got a trusty lid on mine. Chanex 311 says, I agree with the speed statement. When you understand how the A320 slows down, it becomes second nature. Brian E. Does it just increase or the rate of descent or climb? Sort of, in a fashion. Yeah. Nick says it's a super boost button to avoid me cutting in. James says it expedite during the climb, gives you a climb at green dot speed. Well done. What about during descent? What happens there? Virtual pilot, you had -20. -20 in Helsinki last night. I nearly flew to Helsinki today. I want to go to Helsinki, again, another handcrafted airport that's been recently released. So we nearly did Berlin to Helsinki today, instead of Berlin to Gothenburg, but I'd been saying for a while we were going to go to Gothenburg. We've got had a few viewers in the past, so I like to say thank you to those guys. Mark, cooler Yorkshire teacup. John, you'll give the A320 a go soon once you can fly the TBM with your eyes closed. I don't think I'd ever recommend that. Nothing beats Yorkshire tea. Jam and toast Yorkshire tea. Biscuit tea is quite nice as well. Gorgeous views out there today.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So Dark Fury asks, what is the recommended descent angle for an emergency descent? If it's an emergency descent, well, we spoke about this yesterday. Get your spoilers up and anything that doesn't get you above VMO. Those clouds look nice. Only little whiffs of clouds, but they're looking mightily realistic. Ryan E, silly question. What would happen if you tried to auto-land at an airport which doesn't allow? Would the plane descend to 0 feet, or would it not allow you on the MCDU? Well, it depends, I guess. When you say an airport that doesn't allow it, do you mean it's got an ILS system in place or an offset localizer? I think there's various caveats to your question there, Ryan. John Reyes, haven't done any flights in Russia. You're based there for work and would like to follow one of them. Whereabouts are you, John? I think we've been to Moscow and St. Petersburg. Gary, what PC do you need to run this sim? Check out the specs on the About page and you can see what I've got. I would say this is sort of... I mean, alright, I stream as well, so perhaps I've got a bit extra RAM than I need, but I'd say this is a mid-range PC to be able to play Microsoft Flight Simulator. Mr. Hamster, hello. Right, how are we doing with the climb? If you haven't done so already, guys, please do hit the like button on the stream. It makes a massive difference. And if you do it now, it also helps more people find it when browsing through YouTube, which would really appreciate. Particularly as we're now on the road to 20,000 subscribers. In fact, it's gone up quite a bit, to be fair, in the last 48 hours. What are we at now? Well, to give you an exact number, we are now 19,174. So we're edging closer and closer to that magic number, 20,000. Okay, 1,000 feet to go. Do those checks there, and then we'll have a look at how we're going to look at descending once we've done the top of climb checks, of course. Look and Gaming, thank you for subscribing. Nutty Natural 2 descent, do we have any gusts of winds or crosswinds, or have we got any weather condition information yet? Nutty Natural, no, we briefed this right at the very start. Sorry, that's my canal cruise. It's absolutely beautiful today. There is going to be a bit of a crosswind on landing, I think. Not a major one. It should be maybe marginally noticeable. Mr. Hamster, I'm using Streamlabs, and Gary the Bean, I'm from the UK. Chanex 311, the clouds in this sim are just amazing. Absolutely right. Massor, we've just passed. What fuel should we have had there? Let's just check. Massor, about 18 minutes into the flight. We should have had about 3.7 tons on board, I think. Oh yeah, we've got. We're nicely above, so that's okay. And now at our cruising altitude.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, just to let you know, we've now reached our cruising flight level. We were slightly delayed in taking off, so we are running a little bit behind schedule, but we'll do our best to catch up and see if we can get you to your destination on time as planned. As the cabin crew make their way around the aircraft, please make sure the aisles are clear of any items, and I invite you to please sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Thank you.
Nothing abnormal showing then on the SD pages, they're all good. Okay, I'm going to start looking through the charts and making a plan as to how we're going to get down. So 931, that's about 20 miles to the threshold. So yeah, 5,000 feet is probably good there to get us, give us a bit of chance if we level off, slow down, get to green dot, get the flaps out. Okay, and 404, the initial approach fix for ILS. Yeah, 404. It's platform altitude 2,500 feet. So that's quite low down. Right, okay, so here's the plan. 5,000 feet at 931. Who's calling me at 38,000 feet? Go away. So, yeah, 5,000 feet or so by 931. Max speed then is 930. 930 is 230, so we'll get down to green dot. We'll get down to 3,000 feet or so by 432, and then flaps 1, flaps 2 as we're approaching 404. To be fair, we may get configured slightly earlier. We'll see how that glide slope comes into play. We'll have that on the LS screen. We'll be able to see that on the PFD. And that might just get us configuring slightly earlier to pick up that that glide slope. So if we can have a nice continuous descent, that would be lovely. But we'll see how that comes into play. After landing, we've got the taxi charts here. So after landing on runway 21, we can either vacate on Echo. Doubt that. So it's going to be Delta or Charlie, and then we can enter via Lima. So it's going to be Yankee Lima, and then we'll park somewhere in front of the main terminal, I guess. Okay, we've got a plan. Let's just set up the top of descent. So, go to the flight plan page and fix info. What is that waypoint name? Golf 931. We are currently at 38,000 feet. So what wind have we got? It's about 100 miles away. We've got a bit of a headwind at the moment as well. So yeah, getting down 100 miles should be fine. The headwind's going to help slow us down. So 100 nautical mile radius on there will give us our top of descent. There it is. HD just had a thought, Gav. You should do a 2 sector day and swap seats, one in the left hand, one in the right hand. You can do it, but I tell you what. Hang on, just see if I can sort this out. That looks so weird. Doesn't it? Do you not think that looks so weird? I'm telling you now, it would not be a nice smooth butter landing if I was flying on this seat. It is. It just seems so strange. And for as long as I can remember, I've always flown with the left hand and controlled the thrust with the right. And that goes right back to when I was about 15, and I went to British Airways in one of their 777 sims, and the captain, flight instructor there, got us in the left hand seat, and on the yoke, obviously not the side stick, on the yoke, he says, don't touch the yoke with your right hand. Your right hand needs to be down there on controlling the thrust. Obviously it operates very different to an Airbus. James says, somebody crashed the desktops after the last update. I've heard a lot of Asus motherboard owners that had to disable the Sonic Studio mixer. Have I noticed anything like that? I haven't. I'd have to check what motherboard we've got. HD says it takes practice. I don't doubt it, and I know that obviously everyone starts, don't they, as a first officer in the right hand seat. I know that before you can become a captain, you need to go back in the sim and practice flying with your other hand. I mean, I'd like to think I've got much more control with my right hand. I am right-handed, but yeah, it's just weird. Very weird. So our top of descent is in about 80 miles. We've done our briefing, getting down there, so can relax a bit now. Enjoy the view of the freezing cold North Sea. Might be worth just having a look at what we'd need to do if it was cold, if we had a contaminated runway. I don't think we would have a contaminated runway, because it's not planned to snow for a while. But we've got to that low cloud layer, so we're going to have anti-ice on. We'll set up the barrow and things in a little bit. We'll get the latest weather. It is below 0 degrees, so we can add 20 feet to the decision altitude. We would use medium auto brake if the runway was contaminated, but again, shouldn't be. And use reverse max as well until the aircraft is fully stopped. Sun's getting low in the sky as well, isn't it? So we're heading up north. Taxi in, a maximum taxi speed of 10 knots. And if it was really cold, then and we've got the potential for ice, then you wouldn't retract the flaps until the engine shut down. And of course the obvious one, taxi at low speed behind any preceding aircraft. Mark says, swapping seats, think this was brought up on that EasyJet series the other year. It's a shame they don't make those, I'd love to see those again. Split Productions, you're watching from the toilet while on a break from work. Well, you know, you can be the guy who's currently in the lavatory, don't set off the smoke detectors. Warwick Learning, I get asked this question occasionally, why EasyJet instead of another airline? I think it's because I had friends within EasyJet who taught me a heck of a lot over the years. Hey Christian, you're back, you've missed nothing. Fitzy says it's good that the live weather bug is fixed, indeed. Oh yes, HD and no single engine taxi either, yeah. Dark, I should use land using manual thrust. I'm not doing that unless I've got to. But when you get thrown into the sims, of course, pilots do have to check that they can do it. Smooth flying, amazing that you're flying to my home airport. Hope you're well, by the way. Smooth flying, yeah, very well indeed. Bit hungry, but yes, very well. And indeed, I did say a few streams back we'd get to Gothenburg because there were a few viewers that were from Gothenburg, so we said we'd come and pay you a visit. Right, that top of descent's getting closer and closer. I'm going to get the latest weather. It may not have changed, but we'll get that and then put it into the perf page. Bruno, Gavin in Microsoft Flight Simulator configs, do you use metric or imperial? I'm not finding a way to use feet for altitude and kilograms for weight. So you can set them to pounds and meters if you wish. You can actually turn meters on here in the flight deck, that little button just there. So now we've got meters shown there. We're currently 11,580 meters. See, I would not know what the conversion is. I'm so glad that button's there. Presumably for aircraft obviously flying over Chinese airspace and things. Pilot Power C, please do drop me another message and I'll sort that out for you. Now, been drawn to my attention the white blob, the TCAS intruder. He's 1,000 feet beneath us. Any contrail in sight? I need to clean my screen. There looks like loads of intruders now that I'm looking out of here. So, aircraft ahead of us. What's that? Is he 20 miles out? Should be okay. Company messages come through. Let's get that in then. So the latest METAR has winds 160 at 10. Broken 700 feet. Visibility still fine. QNH 1029. Temperature -1. Oh, it's warmed up. Pop all that in then. What's going on here? Must have been some wind injecting or something. Get us back up to our cruising altitude. There we go. What's that wind? 160 at 10. Transition altitude here is 5,000 feet. Platform altitude is 2,500 feet. Minimum safe altitude is 3,200 feet. Once we're on the approach, it does drop lower. And because of the cold temperatures, it's going to be Cat 1 here. Runway visual range is well above 550 meters. 706, we're going to go 726 for that. Which star are we doing today? The Risma 3 Sierra. So let's just put that decision altitude in, 726. That's all set. Right, in about 25 miles we'll start to head down.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an EasyJet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So Mega Never Know asks the question, is it real that airlines fly empty planes because if they don't maintain around 80% of their committed flights, they will lose their route priorities at airports? Yeah, this has been in the news quite a bit recently. I bet Greta's not happy about hearing that. Amplify Australia, thank you for the raid on Twitch. Really do appreciate that. Hope you're well, guys. What are we? Around 12-13 miles away from our top of descent. Warwick says the shopping announcements always make you laugh for some reason. It's nicely authentic, isn't it? Low-cost airlines trying to sell you everything they can. Icebird for all, thanks for following. And Amplifier says, I weren't sure if we watch the Twitch alerts. Normally they all come through. Occasionally the chat stream does crash on Twitch, but it is now working, and I can obviously see you. Magic Turtle AU, hello as well. Jam42, thanks for following. And Caligaro32, is this an official EasyJet stream? No, I don't think they would allow that. Nick Westfall says, even if there are no passengers, we get paid to fly them, so they are operated empty. Yeah, what a waste. I need to get myself on one of these flights. Getting the jump seat, it's not technically a commercial flight then. Or is it? Is it still classed as a commercial flight? Danny, you saw something about 3,000 empty flights in Belgium. Oh, that's awful. Jam42, hello. Calijo, oh, your cabin crew. Aha, nice. Well, thank you for the cup of tea earlier. Right, let's get down to 5,000 feet. Yeah, we can go ahead and set that all the way. We'll monitor our profile as we get down there. Alright, so we're starting our top of descent now. We're going to go thrust idle, over descent, 050 blue. Actually, we've got the local pressure for that. That is the transition altitude as well.
If you could please make sure that all the aisles are clear, the cabin crew are able to make their way around the aircraft without any luggage in the aisles, that would be most appreciated. A reminder for our EasyJet pilot members that free drinks are still available from the cabin crew until the seatbelt signs are turned on. Please note, however, that the toilets will shortly go out of use. Thank you.
Shame we've not had any air traffic control for this flight, but never mind. Magic Turtle on Twitch says he's put us onto the YouTube channel. Love the fly-by-wire after watching the YouTube videos. I fly it all the time now. It's a great video, a great aircraft to fly, and obviously fly-by-wire doing some amazing work. So we'll just pull that speed up to 270 knots. Get ourselves down. Why is the engine SD page open? Each Jaffer on Twitch asks if I could do an emergency landing video. It depends what kind of emergency you're referring to. Sort of like landing with an engine missing or something like that. Not missing, but not working. Not missing would be slightly concerning. Gibbs Gamer, the passenger cabin sounds are from a program called Self-Loading Cargo. Greg, the toilets are not out of use just yet. Tom, does switching off the first officer's displays increase FPS? It might only gain you 1 or 2, but makes a difference. Same with the tablet. Keep that turned off as well until you absolutely need it. So just in the progress page down here, let's put in Golf 931. And that's where we want to be at about 5,000 feet. So we've got what? 77 miles to go. Each Jaffer on Twitch asks what do I use for controls. So I've got the Thrustmaster side stick and Captain's pack. So we've got the thrust levers and everything. Yeah, definitely trying to fly with a keyboard is brave, in my opinion. And if you're a console player on Xbox, then I mean, for general sightseeing and the like, and flying around with a controller, great for the single-engined aircraft. Really good fun. But don't think I could fly the full Airbus on a console. Pop the anti-ice on as we look to start heading down towards the cloud layer. So that video popped up on my YouTube a few hours ago. Yeah, the plane that crashed on the train lines. Christian says it must be a pain in the backside to try and tell your insurance company that a train hit your aeroplane. Insurance companies will do anything to get out of paying. Mr. V says, hello, just wanted to say thank you. Just completed my first ever live VATSIM flight in no small part due to your tutorials. Loved every second. Mr. V, that's great to hear. Where did you fly to and from? I'm always interested to hear. First flights on VATSIMs, they're iconic, aren't they? That sweaty moment where you key the mic for the first time. Everyone remembers their first time. I think I did something like Manchester to Stansted. I know Manchester's quite a busy airfield, but I knew Manchester like the back of my hand, so I was okay. HD says the train was definitely flying above its clear altitude. Bastion, the aircraft head, Alpine, 57 Bravo Sierra on the same route. Yeah, there's quite a few of us on the route today. Could just check what the flight path looks like, actually. Yeah, so that does look a mess at the minute, but it's actually not. Once we've slowed down, that's going to be fine. So just under 60 miles to go. 20,000 feet. We're about on profile. Remember, we don't need to be bang at 5,000 at Golf 931. Just want to check the RadNav is in there, 1085, the ILS frequency. Yeah, 1085. Missed approach altitude is 3,000 feet, and it's quite straightforward. It literally is climb straight ahead to 3,000 feet and get radar vectors. HD, can you enter speed in the flight plan? Yeah. Yes, I think you can. I think you can. Danny says surviving a plane and a train crash at the same time isn't for everyone. No. I hope that guy went out and bought a lottery ticket. Chris Hogg says you fly using an Xbox controller on the PC. It's very helpful if you've got a disability. Well, yeah, absolutely. Eric, how many computer displays do I use when I fly? Just the two. If I'm streaming, well, I've got two regardless, but if I'm streaming, I just fly on one. I've obviously got everything else then on the second. HD, would that tide it up a bit? I don't I see what you're after. No, it wouldn't. It takes the flight plan calculations from your current airspeed. So, afraid not. Each Jaffa, have I been to Liverpool Airport before? If so, how's your experience? Yes, I have. It was great. I left and I'd still got all my wheels. Caligero32, have you just had the email to become cabin crew? Mate, that is awesome. Congratulations to you. You're going to love it. Nectarine 9, hello. That is a thick layer of cloud down there, isn't it? I might have to turn the lights on. Right, let's start preparing the cabin. So, approach checklist, seatbelt signs are on, brief is complete. Minimum 726 are set, engine mode selector is normal, and flight bag is stowed.
If you are travelling with an infant, please ensure that they are secured safely using the infant seatbelt provided. The toilets will now go out of use until the fasten seatbelt sign is turned on. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Okay, so rate of descent is looking good. Still nicely on the profile. Going to check this out actually. About 8 miles, we're 30 miles away. So we'll see if we've got about 10,000 feet or so to lose. Nordic Sim Pilot, I'm sure that one of our friends on the channel will conjure up the Discord link for you now in the chat on YouTube for you to come and join us. Danny, there is a way to do it, and that is on the, if you want to practice landings over and over again. It's a bit of a faff though.
Alpine 57 Bravo Sierra, Elbuck, 6,000 feet, leaving Elbuck, heading 020.
Yeah, it's a bit of a faff. You need to just select on the Microsoft Flight Simulator flight planning screen, just select the airport you want to arrive at, select the runway, select as arrival, and then just click fly now. As soon as the aircraft spawns in though, it's a complete mess. You need to hit the pause button and set everything up. Those clouds look fantastic, but also quite like it's going to be cold and dark down there at the same time. Nick, thank you for subscribing. Tom says you hope fly-by-wire implement the FMGS managed descent mode part. Well, there's only two, isn't there? Open descent or managed descent. Managed descent and open descent, pretty much the same thing. One respects the constraints, the other doesn't. Obviously, you can tell it what altitude you want to be at by a certain point, but you still need to keep your eye on it. So, like I'm doing now. HD, you're going to have to take the dog out in a minute, so you're going to miss the landing. No worries, HD. You've heard the brief, and if all goes to plan, we'll see you on the ground. Hope the dog does his business nice and fast for you. That's what I say to anyone that has to walk a dog in cold winter weather in the UK. Next week 9, flight's going really well.
If you wish to become a EasyJet Sim Pilot channel member, please contact a member of your cab crew who will be happy to assist you. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed your flight.
Okay, so we just reduced the speed now to 250 knots as we get down to 10,000 feet. I've tripled the speed brakes out a little bit. We're just slightly higher than I'd like to be. Not by much, but I want to be able to try and get configured in time for the glide slope. There we go, 10,000 feet. About 18 miles away from that waypoint. Actually, that's we're on profile quite nicely now. Let's get the lights on. Greg says anti-ice on for those scary clouds. I hope yes, absolutely. They're already on. Oh, a little bit of snow on the ground as well. It did say it had been snowing a little bit earlier on. More snow is also expected. Colin, you did 6 years as cabin crew, 7682 on the British Airways 747 base at Heathrow. Colin, I bet that was awesome. Bet you've got some fantastic stories. Best way to calculate top of descent is how many miles you want to lose in thousands of feet. Divide it by 1,000 and multiply it by 3. That is how many miles away you want to start that descent. If this flight plan obviously doesn't tidy itself up, then it's no biggie. We can just pull it into heading mode and capture the ILS manually. See you soon, HD. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, thanks for the knowledge. Miss Dino 2000 says, wow, the weather is really good. As a long time FS9 and FSX user, this is a game changer. Absolutely it is. Gothenburg traffic, Alpine 89 uniform Tango, passing 6,700 inbound Golf 931 at 9 miles. Amadou, is there a cost to having anti-ice on? It does burn a little bit of extra fuel, but not much.
464 vacated Delta.
Gothenburg traffic, Lufthansa 15 whiskey is now 5 miles from the runway threshold, reducing speed now to minimum approach speed.
So if there were no clouds, we'd actually be able to see the airport down there. There's a little break in the clouds. Don't think we're going to see it though. Clouds are quite low today. So this one wanted level at about 5,000 feet by 931. That'll give us time to get down to green dot, configure the flaps. So there's speed alt star. Danny, on descent your thrust certainly wouldn't reduce, just because you could always add more thrust. Just burns more fuel. And there we go, that flight plan is now looking much nicer and sequenced.
Traffic Alpine 5 from Bravo Sierra, fully established ILS runway 218 miles.
Okay, we're going to start getting down to 3,000 feet, but we don't need to do so in open descent. We can just select a nice VS rate. Well, 700 feet per minute should do. And we're going to start slowing down as well. So let's go to manage speed, 700 feet per minute. Here comes the glide slope to meet us.
Cabin crew, about 15 minutes to landing. If you can prepare the cabin, thank you.
15 minutes, probably not even that. Just use a bit of spoilerage to help us get down there now, actually. See if we can get a nice continuous descent. Let's start configuring. So flaps 1, speed checked, flaps 1. Roll that speed back to 180 knots. So, my eyes are off the chat now, guys, while we sort this next stage of flight out. We'll arm the approach. Gothenburg traffic, Alpine 89 uniform Tango on base for runway 21.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines
Spoilers
that you do
are
not
back
want
away.
to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
And we can continue down all the way to 2,500 feet, which is our platform altitude. Just going to reduce the VS rate. I want to, if I can, not stop. It's the descent. Here comes the glide slope. That's lock star. Flaps 2. Speed check. Flaps 2. So we set 180 knots. So alt glide slope blue. And we need to maintain at least 160 knots until the outer marker, which is actually at 3.6 miles away, about 1,700 feet.
2,500.
Radar altimeter is alive.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Gothenburg traffic, Alpine 89 uniform, Tango established, runway 21, 8 mile final. Those low clouds that were forecast. Glide slope start. Missed approach altitude 3,000 feet.
Gothenburg traffic.
Set.
Alpine 57 Bravo Sierra, runway 21 vacated.
I think that was the only aircraft ahead of us. Glide slope is captured. We can now start to slow down actually. So speed, landing gear, spoilers. And flaps 3, speed checked. Flaps 3.
Scandinavian 224 on final runway 21.
A distance would have been nice. Gothenburg traffic, Alpine 89 uniform Tango, runway 21, 4 mile final. Flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin is secured for landing. Auto thrust speed. Go around altitude 3000. Set ECA memo. Landing no blue. Yep, this is live weather. Yuck. I can see the runway though, so we can continue with the approach. If you've enjoyed the flight, guys, please do hit that like button. Makes a huge difference to the channel. So thank you to everybody who's done that. 1,000. I had hoped we were going to get some nice scenic views today, but seems the weather didn't want to play ball. Autopilot off. I have control. Tell you what, it might be a bit foggy and misty with a low cloud base, but it looks really good. Right. So there's a slight wind coming from the left. Let's get back on that centre line. Don't let that wind give us any extra lift. Push it down. Drive it towards the touchdown zone. We've come off that centre line, haven't we? Let's get back 500. On. 500 feet. Approach 400. Stable.
300. 200. Minimum.
Continue.
100.
We're focusing on the touchdown zone now, guys. Ignore the pappies.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
And we're down. So, spoilers deployed, reverse green. 70 knots, reverses off. Let's get ourselves off this runway. We know we've got traffic behind us.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your
Gothenburg
personal
traffic
belongings
runway
with you,
21 vacated.
checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you
Oh
reach a
goodness me, what's happened
designated
with the
smoking
steering
area.
just there? Was that a bit of,
On
bit of
behalf of the
skid?
captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your EasyJet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or EasyJet app.
Hey Oliver on Facebook, who says, I believe if you've called visual, there's no need to call continue or go around flaps at minimums.
624 S21.
So we're going to taxi now on Yankee. We'll park next to Nick. What was the touchdown rate, guys? I don't get to see those. I don't put too much faith in those touchdown rates, to be fair.